Yo, man, I have to say it has been an interesting week dealing with PC or PC gaming, whatever you want to call it. Because, so I'm gonna tell you this story, right? I got a 1080 Ti maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe I think it's about that long, right? And so I have two PC rigs. One I use to take with me to different places, like I'm on a PC game here, there, or whatever. And then well, I mean, it's kind of like a laptop, but the reason why I didn't get a gaming laptop was because I wasn't able to really switch out the parts like I want to. So I just went with a mini ITX PC, and there you go. And so I put the 1080 Ti in that build, the mini ITX, right? Excuse me. Then I took what I had in the mini ITX PC, which was a 1080, and put it into my main rig at home. So the main rig at home had two 980 Ti's in it, but I was upset with the Well, I ain't gonna say the performance of it, because not a lot of games took advantage of it. So I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna stick with one card. I mean, by the time SLI support come out, I'm usually done with the game anyway. So so I'll move on. So I took the two 980 Ti's out. I sold one. I haven't sold the second one yet. Put the 1080 in that one. So I put the 1080 in, right? And then all of a sudden I boot this one up. And then, man, I'm start having boot loop issues, black screen issues. Then it would restart. And so, man, I had to troubleshoot this. And I've been troubleshooting it now for like maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, right. I mean, maybe a little less than 2 weeks, because I've been having to work a lot. And so, man, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, right? Why isn't Microsoft putting this out, to be talked about? Or, I mean, it isn't well, it ain't just Microsoft, it's Nvidia too, because their drivers is part of the reason why this happens. So I did fix it, and I fixed it yesterday, finally. And I thought I had fixed it multiple times before, because it would act right for a time, then restart. But what I ended up doing to fix my problem was I went to the BIOS and turned off fast boot. I believe it is. And what was crazy was that I turned off the fast boot thing in the system, and that still didn't fix the problem. But I had to do it in the BIOS, and now it works. I mean, like, it's crazy. And then on top of that, I also had to go to the Nvidia settings and turn power, adjust the power to maximum, so it's not on optimal power. Craziness, man. And that seemingly fixed the issue. I was thinking the card was the problem itself. Like, man, I know I have been using the 1080 for like a few months with no issues on the other one, but I put it in this one, and this one didn't have no problem. Like, nah. And I mean, I went through other steps to fix it, changing power supplies and this, that, and the other. It's just one of those things that you go through as a PC gamer. If you're I ain't gonna say consistently, but you just upgrade parts here and there, and so anyway, this is something that I think that Windows, man, should put out there in the open, or put a statement out for, because searching the web and whatnot to help fix the problem, there are a lot of people that had these issues: black screen of death, blue screen of death, boot loop, people RMAing cards. It's almost like, I know the overwhelming majority probably don't have these issues. For the most part, people put their stuff together in the works, which is great. But this stuff needs to be put out there in the open, man. And it's something that they just don't want to talk about. And I guess I can understand why, because you don't want any bad PR about your stuff out there. But with Windows and Nvidia, both of these companies are like, they are the majority of the market share that they're in, speaking about PC gaming and whatnot. Most people that PC game on Windows. And most people that PC game use probably an Nvidia card. And I'm not talking about any specific model of the card, but it's an Nvidia card, more or less. So I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, why won't either of these companies at least make it so that they can talk to people get a little subset team or whatever to work with people about this, because a forum post to me is cool. I guess you can come up on it if you search for it, but having an option to at least chat with someone would help. And I do have to say that Microsoft does have that, because I did go through that too. They do have it where you can talk with somebody and they'll go through, take over your computer and help solve the issue and blah blah blah. But even them, they don't always possess the knowledge to go through and fix the problem. I'll tell you that when I went through it, I went through two people that did it, and they were checking all the same stuff that I had checked, and it was to no avail. Didn't solve shit. It was just a waste of time for the most part, right? And I'm like, they could have did the same thing I did, was just go online and check and then go and change those options like I did. It just took a while for me to find online where I could go to do that. So, I mean, yeah, man, it's just an issue. So if anyone out there that has the black screen, blue screen, maybe you can try what I tried. Just go through, change a few options, you know what I'm saying? Power options, definitely. And the fast boot, turn off fast boot, man. Don't have that stuff on. I ain't never gonna turn it on. That's gonna be one of the first things I go to from now on if I have any issues with my PC, which is, since I've owned this rig, almost never, man. I've almost never had any issues with it. But it just happens sometimes in this software. So hopefully, as NVIDIA and Microsoft release updates, they'll address these problems so they'll become non-existent. But I don't ever really see that happening, as new products are released all the time. So it's like they don't even have enough time to really just release enough software to take into account the stuff that's already out, because they're already optimizing for the new shit that's out. But it is what it is. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.